With this fire season already shaping up to be a busy one, crews are relying on new technologies to help decrease response times.
ABC 10 News meteorologist Leah Pizzetti goes in depth looking at unique tools helping aid in this fight.
Copter 11, Monte Vista.
Inside CAL FIRE's command center.
This is where we take in all the 911 calls.
Response is the #1 priority.
Engine 3387, Monte Vista copies 1053.
And when there's report of a fire, these fire captains turn their eyes to the sky.
Here's where we access all the cameras.
The Alert Wildfire system has 850 cameras across California and more in surrounding states, giving fire crews an instantaneous look at potential flames as soon as they get a call.
One of us will get on these cameras and start looking around in that geographic area for if there is any smoke showing.
So we'll get the location on the CAD, which will show us what direction off of Mount Woodson it might be. And then we can go down here and position that camera in that same direction.
If the fire looks large, they can then immediately determine if they need to send a larger response, rather than waiting until the first crews arrive.
It makes a big difference to be able to see and know that something's actually there, instead of waiting for them to get on scene.
This is a relatively new tool. These cameras started about 5 years ago, and it all started with a group of colleges.
Students are involved, engineers, professors. So it's been born out of the universities.
UC San Diego, the University of Nevada, Reno, and the University of Oregon developed and created this system.
I can move the camera.
Professor Neil Driscoll was there from the beginning.
It really increases the response time for both ignition, for early suppression.
He says at night, infrared cameras can see 110 miles in the distance. And on a clear day, cameras can see 70 miles in the distance, giving fire crews a bird's eye view at all times of the day.
It's really the modern day fire tower.
And these cameras are not the only new technologies helping fight fires.
Every pulse is an hour.
Suzanne Leininger is one of 24 people now working with CAL FIRE headquarters across the state to fill a brand new job, creating time-lapsed maps of what fires could turn into if they're not tackled quickly.
It comes down to fuels and weather and topography.
Within minutes of sparking, she uses the weather forecast and vegetation data with a new software to predict what a fire could turn into in the next 1 or 40 hours, and tells you exactly who and what might be affected if the fire takes that route.
And it gives you impacts on population, impacts on buildings, and the acreage that will burn each hour in accumulated acreage.
Helping firefighters quickly determine evacuations and create a plan of attack.
But this is just, intel that gives them a good idea of what is in the way potentially if this doesn't get stopped.
This intel plus these cameras are technologies helping firefighters have the upper hand as fire season looms.
If we can train our youth to be technologically advanced, that's going to make our whole society able to conquer some of these problems, and we can conquer them.
Leah Pizzetti, ABC 10 News.
Birch Aquarium is currently creating an exhibit that features one of these cameras so visitors can move them around and learn about how they help our crews. The goal is to have that display open by the fall. At ABC 10 News and our Scripps affiliates in the Western U.S. continue to highlight our drought crisis this week. So we're sharing stories from other parts of our region to show the broad impact of this crisis. You can visit 10news.com/drought to follow our drought coverage and learn more about what you can do to conserve.